Welcome back to Distilled Tarot. My name's Shannon. I'll be guiding you through today's reading. If you're open to hearing messages from Spirit about how you can live a happier life, this reading might be for you. Let's see what's going on in your world today. First off, we have the Fool. You're looking to take some sort of leap into unknown territory. You're feeling optimistic, maybe overly so, but I think it's warranted given your situation. There's an element of needs being met, feeling like you have the sense of assuredness, like things are going to work out. You're going to be well taken care of on your journey. Challenge that you're facing right now is that you don't quite see where the opportunity is going to come from. The Ace of Cups in reverse tells me that you're feeling like your heart isn't necessarily in it and you're just waiting for that inspiration to hit. That's the leap of faith that you're taking. You don't quite have the heart connection, or your feelings aren't quite aligned to the actions that you're about to take. But you trust and believe that that's going to come as soon as you start putting things in motion. You're focused on the opportunities of good fortune that await you. I think you have a lot of intuitive hits coming through about things working out in your favor, specifically when it comes to having another chance this time around. Could be in something financially related, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. I'm getting actually for most of you that it's like, it feels like a do-over. Some sort of, I want another chance at this, and I know I can do it better this time. In the recent past, you were very patient. We have Temperance showing up in the recent past. You had to wait for some circumstances to come together before you felt this sense of assuredness, this sense that things are going to start working out for you. So you've had a lot of faith already leading into this situation. You've already seen some evidence of things starting to work out. Your faith has borne fruit, is what I'm getting. From your higher self perspective, your higher self, your spirit team, your guardian angels, I'm getting, your protector spirit. Your protector spirit is coming through very strongly right now. You're so protected in love. Specifically protected from those who would approach you under the guise of romantic love with either a complete lack of ability to follow through on promises and intentions stated, or actual ill intentions toward you. We have the Lovers in reverse in the crowning position. There's been a definite shift for you, or one of the opportunities, I'd say the prime opportunity to gain some benefit out of what you've been going through recently is to really hone in and solidify this shift that's taken place in what you find to be attractive in a partner. The things that you no longer find attractive, the things that you no longer value. Your preferences and values have shifted recently because of your experiences. But it's more than that. It's not just this mundane evolution. You're definitely tapping into seeing things from a higher self perspective. You're trusting your intuition more about what's possible for you, rather than the standard human psychological approach to life and bettering yourself, learning about learning about life by being very hands-on about it, you're kind of able to leapfrog some of those lessons now because of the trust that you're putting in those instincts that you have. You're recognizing that you don't always have to touch the hot stove to learn the lesson. I think that's one of the things that you've been manifesting recently is you're like, no more lessons, please. And I feel like what this represents is opting out of romantic connections for the sake of learning lessons. You're like, if it's just a matter of me gaining more self-worth or learning to prioritize myself better or learning to set better boundaries, I'm good on that. I'm good. Like, I've learned those lessons. Now I don't want a single romantic partner until and unless it's going to add benefit to my life, and vice versa. If it's something higher vibrational than what I've seen thus far in this human life. And everything is pointing in that direction, right? You have this sort of spiritual things coming together, transmuting things, being very in touch with your emotions and your intuition, and opening up access to higher timelines or a better connection to. Some of you have been able to access the Akashic records. Oh, a lot of you actually. Now that I kind of tap into that group of you. I think your spiritual abilities have also really been evolving and growing. Yeah, this message is definitely for those of you who are on a spiritual journey. I mean, we all are here in the human realm, right? But for those of you who are consciously making an effort, yeah, to heal, to bring healing energies to the earth for humanity, some of you may consider yourself to be light workers or star seeds or both. There's very much this heal yourself to bring healing energies into the human experience sort of energy. That's showing up in the near future. So if you're feeling weary, like very bogged down by recent events, whatever little last bit of healing you need in order to open yourself up and attune to this opportunity that wants to come through, there's some sort of blockage represented by the reversal here, that if you overcome that and it's able to come through and you're able to connect with that, there's something very heart-based. And I think it's important that you believe or open yourself up to the possibility that you can experience something heart-based and loving without it being a toxic romantic connection. It doesn't even necessarily have to be a romantic connection at all. There's something very unique available to you. It's potential energy showing up on your approaching timeline. And it doesn't look anything like the standard societal template of relationship. It's something that you are empowered to define for yourself as you go. And that's part of what's represented here with the healing that comes through for the star. But this is also like, through that healing comes the opportunity to channel your dreams. And I don't mean just like when you fall asleep at night and you have dreams. I don't mean that at all. What I mean for dreaming in this sense is like hopes and dreams, your aspirations, your desires. And you're already taking a leap of faith toward it. Whether or not you can see what comes next, you have that faith that things are falling into place. Soon in the near future, I'm getting the sense in the next 6 weeks, there's going to be a major coalescing of these energies in the physical form, so you can actually take hold of it. You'll have evidence of this. You can already feel it, and your intuition is strong enough that it's beyond faith at this point. It's an intuitive knowingness. You're going to have the opportunity to make that tangible in the very near future. Things are already in motion toward that end, and you know this. So don't lose sight of your dreams. I'm getting that adage, is it shoot for the moon and you'll land among the stars? There's some quote about setting your aims very high, because even if you miss them, you'll still be way out in like above what you could have attained if you set the bar, you set your aim lower. What's going to surprise you out of all of this is Page of Pentacles energy. There's another lesson, guys. You're like, no more lessons, but the surprise is you're going to realize that you've learned another lesson. I'm going to get clarification on this because I don't know if you're... Oh, well, I like the Ten of Pentacles there at the bottom of the deck. If you're anything like me, you hear more lessons and all the alarm bells go off, right? Because lessons mean struggle. Okay, lessons about abundance, receiving abundance, staying in the vibration of believing that that is your reality. The sun energy being the lesson. It's not a lesson of strife and hardship. It's not a lesson of touching the hot stove. It's a lesson of belief. It's a lesson of opening up your arms wide to receive what the universe is pouring down on you. Believing that you deserve it. Believing that it's there. Believing that it's going to fit into your paradigm. There's something about one of the points of resistance being that you don't believe it will fit. Let me try and describe it a different way in case that's not quite making sense for you. It's like, let's say the form that the blessing or the abundance takes when it arrives in your life is represented like by a puzzle piece. And then you have your reality, your life, represented by a partially completed puzzle. And you have a lot of it in place, you have a lot of it the way that you like it. You're flexible, you know, sometimes it needs to be rearranged with new pieces. But this other piece arrives and you're like, oh, I don't see where this goes. So there's this initial like rejection or concern. It's this energetic pushback to, I think you see it as discernment, but there's something in there that's more than discernment, that has to do with like concern and rejection. And there's fear in there. There's a seed of fear, which is what I'm getting at. It's like, oh, I don't know if I want this because it might not be fitting the puzzle pieces that I already have laid out, the life that I have in place. So I think there's something about how you go about deciding what comes and what goes, whether that's like radical acceptance, or, and that's not going to be for everybody, but maybe a trial period of putting yourself in the mindset of believing that the things that enter your life are for you and are good and are going to bring you happiness and joy. Making room for it when it arrives rather than holding it at arm's length until you figure out where it fits in the puzzle. Maybe you can start a new puzzle. Maybe it doesn't have to be one vision for a picture that coalesces. You know, extend the metaphor. Think outside of the box there. Your hopes and fears, we have the Ace of Swords in reverse. I think you really want your intuition to tell you when things are false. I think you've done a lot of work to be able to discern what's fake, what's untrue, what's a lie, what's not for you. And I would say the caution there is to be careful that you're not so attuned to what's not for you that you keep your the scope set to this setting. Like maybe create two settings. Have one that's for the yeses and one that's for the nos, so that you allow both things through, that it's not so like overly focused on let me survey what's coming toward me or what I'm approaching in my environment for highlighting the things that I should avoid. Yes, and let me also highlight the things that I should take in. You have room to take in. There are things that the universe is ready to provide to you because you are in alignment with these things. And it's all going to be down to whether or not you determine that they fit in your life. With I mean, what is for you will never pass you by, right? In a sense, but there are things that will pass you by, and you just know that you'll have an opportunity for that same energy to come into your life after that. So I think the caution, something that I'm picking up on, has to do with a time limit for things that are presented to you. Because they want to come through quickly, these opportunities, these blessings, quote unquote. And your ability to receive them has... The message that Spirit wants to convey has something to do with receiving things quickly. Saying yes quickly, accepting them quickly, and incorporating them into your life quickly. That has importance here. So as always, make decisions with discernment. Don't put yourself at risk or in any danger. But consider that advice from Spirit and how you can implement that to bring or allow the greater happiness in. How are these energies going to coalesce? We have the Page of Cups in reverse. Whatever it is that does not make your heart sing is going to fall away from your existence completely. It's not even about losing the interest for it. It's what comes after that. Because you lose the interest for it, because it doesn't resonate with your heart anymore, it's not going to appear in your life. You've solidified that energy within you so concretely that from this point forward, we don't have the tower crumbling. You're no longer building on shaky foundations. All of your towers have fallen. There's nothing left to shake. So in a sense, the storm has passed. The guardedness is no longer required in the same way. The savvy that you've built has been for a reason. It's an important factor that you've incorporated into your character of who you are. And that's not something to dismiss. There will always be, in a world where other humans are co-creating the existence with you, there will always be elements of risk, elements of danger, because we all have free will, and we can all exercise that free will to attempt to harm someone else. So life is not without risk. That's not what we're talking about here. You know that. What I'm seeing here is the result of your actions is that this lesson that you've learned and incorporated, you're going to be able to release the belief that you need to guard against the things that could harm your inner child. Your inner child doesn't want these things. And that's firmly imprinted into your template of who you are. So when the energies that you align with that represent your material reality can only be a match for you. So because you've learned that lesson so completely, so thoroughly, the things that present in your environment now are going to shift accordingly. And that element of caution that you may have been screening things that come into your life and having like a buffer between when you sense something, when something presents itself, and when you actually allow it into your life. If you can narrow that buffer or do away with it, you'll find that your discernment doesn't suffer. Because the things entering your life are already a match for this elevated new version of you. But you've also honed your discernment and you trust your intuition to a point where you can make much more rapid, good choices for yourself. Okay, what advice do we have for those of us who really want to get on our highest timeline? This is a Queen of Wands in reverse to me is a bit of feel the fear and do it anyway. Don't wait for things to feel perfect before you take action. Circumstances are being and will be presented to you to receive other people's actions. Like, people want to do things with you, for you, and I'm getting the energy of invitation. So it could be an interaction, an invitation to interact, or a request for someone to do something for you. This is like, well, I'm having a bad hair day, so I don't really want to see you today. This is, I'm not a good public speaker, so I don't want to post on social media. This is, well, there are so many people doing it anyway, better than I ever could, so there's no room for me in the marketplace. It's that sort of, it's self-doubt under a different name, you know? It's not quite imposter syndrome, but it's like a bit of perfectionism. There's something in you, whether you're conscious of it or not, that tells you, if you were a little bit prettier, or if you were a little bit more attractive, or if you were a little bit thinner, or if you were a little bit more talented, then it would be right for you to go for that thing. Then it would be right for you to accept the invitation. This is saying, feel that and do it anyway. There are so many people on this planet living their human lives who don't have the talent that you have, who aren't as pretty as you are, who are more overweight than you are, who don't have the education that you have. Whatever that thing is, that aspect of life, that aspect of your character that you feel like needs some refinement before you feel like you're ready to connect with what the universe has to offer you, the people are out there doing it, out there living it, and enjoying it, and receiving good feedback from other people, and connecting with other people, having a positive experience, having more happiness in their lives, because they're willing to, maybe they don't have that layer of perfectionism holding them back. Or maybe they do, and they found a way to work through it, or get over it, or work past it. Whatever it is, I mean, that's their story, right? But for you, I get the sense that whatever barriers within yourself that you can break down in this regard, that's going to allow this to play out in an even better way than it's already trending towards. You have an excellent story here unfolding before you. All you have to do is walk the path, continue making those I want to say informed decisions, but it's more than that. It's like informed by your intuition, by your knowingness. Follow that knowingness. It's going to pay off in the midterm, not too long. I feel like I'm still getting about 6 weeks. Within 4 to 6 weeks, you start seeing real results here. So I hope that helped. You guys take care. I love you. I'll see you next time.